G'day mate, welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course the wonderful Mr. Icarus. And today, well, we're going to finish off Purple Science real quick. And I'm going to start on the really easy one, the Gravity Matrix. Wow. Okay, so let's start with Purple Science. Purple Science, we have already made processes, okay? Well, actually, Purple Science itself. Ray transmission efficiency level 21. Okay. The information matrix, Purple Science. This is going to require, for us to make 15 information matrix per second, it's going to require us to have 15 particle broadband. It's also going to require us to have 30 processors. Now, processor builds all the way back here. We have two builds that I've built. One is this lovely build here. This lovely build here does 12 per second. This lovely build here does 24 per second. So I'm at like 36 per second, so I don't have to worry about that too much. That was the original build. That build we're going to ignore. On top of that, we just finished making particle broadband. Now, particle broadband requires 2 carbon... Oh, we're making 30 particle broadband per second. Yeah, 30 particle broadband per second. To do that, I actually need 60 carbon nanotubes plus 30 plastic. So we have this build here that does 30 plastic. We have this build here that makes carbon nanotubes, but it makes them at the shocking speed of 30 per second, and I need 60. So the good news is, in here we have our black box nanotubes, which I can go and paste, and this is funny. Like I can bring it up. Yeah, I can bring it up, sort of put it half over the tropic line, but we're going to put it right there. Ooh, no, it complains. Okay, so we're going to have to find how far down the planet we have to put this. So it lets us place the chemical plants because the spacing changed. Another tile. There we go. Okay, so we're going to drop one of those builds down. And if we bring up the building mode straight away, we can see we had to move this down. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 squares down to get the build to place. Power. Right there. We're going to throw in some of them and some of them, and that's the build built at least. So it's just a matter of the robots going out and placing everything. We're going to throw down some concrete. And, oh, it's got a power pole on the end. Okay, I have to fix that in the blueprint. Alright. So, that's that built. Alright. Next thing we need to do is I'm actually going to fly all the way over here. I'm going to start a new build. We're going to start on the equator. Yeah, see how much my battery did not discharge by putting down a giant blueprint? Yeah. Okay. Next build. Next build is, going to be a doozy. We're going to, as I said, we're going to start with the gravity matrix. Now, the gravity matrix requires many components. We need quantum chips. Not going to do quantum chips this... actually, no, we had to do Purple Science. Let's do Purple Science. Let's fly close enough that those get placed. Purple Science can go right here. To do Purple Science, the information matrix, we need to have... just a lab or two? Yeah, 150 labs, which is going to be 10 rows of 15, which is going to be 2 lots of 5 rows of 15. Okay, so we're going to have to bring in particle broadband, and we're going to have to bring in processors. We're going to have to bring in warpers. I won't set up the request just yet. We're going to bring in... Let's have you as a return belt. Let's have you out for particle broadband. Into there. Let's have you out for processors. To there. Let's assume that plugs into there. And it should be a case of drop a lab. We're going to have to go input, output, input. And then So we're going to have to offset them. Okay. So let's start with you. We're going to go... Sets of 2? If I put them all beside one another, where do I fit in power poles? Yeah, let's go with... Let's go with 3. Let's go with 1. Let's go with, actually, let's move you out so you're not actually underneath the edge of the tower, because we're going to build through it. Let's place 15 of those guys. Okay, so we got 15 straight up in the air. Let's put a power pole there and a power pole there. Let's copy that. And oh, really? Let's copy that without the belts. Paste. That power pole's in the wrong spot. Let's try again. Paste there. Why did the sorters not attach? Can I get that tool and get rid of the whole lot? Paste. Really does not want to attach the sorters. Okay. What was it? Input, output. Okay. And then another one there. No, really does not like me. Okay. That should be the combination. So input, output, input, output, input, output. Okay. And roughly should be able to remove all the belts there. Okay, then we're going to want another stack. No, you're going to have to be... Oh, that goes to there. That goes from in to out. That tool gets changed. Grab a lab. We need to move you down 1 tile. So we have room for the sorters. We need you to go in, out, in. And build that all the way up. And then copy from there to there. Let's try this. Let's try this. So remove all the belts. Then zoom in. And I want to remove that sorter and that sorter. Add that sorter. Remove that sorter. Come on, add that sorter. Okay, it's 15 and 3. Yeah, okay. Paste. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit awkward to place. Yes, must see through the labs. Okay. Definitely see through the labs. Okay, you missed your sorter for reasons. And you missed your sorter for reasons. But the rest of them got placed. That's the important thing. It seems like this is one of those weird hiccups when you have weird amounts of belts and stuff that you're not placing down the full blueprint with belts attached. You're only placing down bits and pieces. Okay, helps if I set all the recipes to start with. Copy, paste, 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 and paste. So, hang on. That's 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, doubled, yeah, 150. Okay, we're going to remove the erroneous belts. And then it should just be a case of turn it on then. So we need to go max, min, max, local demand, remote supply, local demand, remote demand, local demand, remote demand, and then things can go out. I could technically move that over 1 tile, but I think we're going to leave it. Alright, and then hopefully, yeah, purple. Hang on, I need to see stuff come out of these as well. That confirms, yeah, that one just output. Oh. Okay, you're outputting, otherwise you'll be blocked up. You're outputting. You're outputting. I'm assuming you're outputting. And hell, they're duplicates of the previous duplicate, so it should be fine. Okay, so that is purple science done. Yay! One more science completely finished off. Again, all these blueprints are available in Discord. Okay, next thing we want to do. we're talking through green sites. Okay, so green sites requires two halves. One is going to be the quantum chip. To make quantum chips, we're going to have to make plane filters. To make plane filters, we're going to have to make cashmere crystals, which is going to require all these ingredients. We're not going to talk through them now, along with titanium glass. So that's to make the quantum chips. Also, we're going to need processors. Processors are done, so that's something. The other thing we're going to need to make is graviton lenses. Graviton lenses are going to require diamonds, which is okay. We'll bring that in from whatever that rare resource is called. I can't remember. That one. Kimberlite ore. That's it. We also need to make strange matter. To make strange matter, we need to make particle containers plus good old iron plus deuterium. We're going to get to all those later. To make particle containers, we're going to need to make electromagnetic turbines. To make electromagnetic turbines, we're going to need to make electric motors. We're going to start with electric motors. Yes, it's way down the production list, but this is where we're going to start. Main reason being that it's a fairly simple recipe. It's just very, very iron heavy. And the reason I want to start here is because the electromagnetic turbines is one of those few things, like the engines themselves. So let's start with the engines themselves. Engines themselves, you really don't use them, okay? If we go look at my production hub, let's rotate around that way. There is one single building that makes the engines on site, and they come over here and they go into the thrusters for the drones. They also go into the tier 2 sorters. Okay, the only other place it's made, and this is up here at the North Pole, South Pole hub, is, if I can find it, and again, it's just made on site. Here it is. It's made for water pumps. Okay, so they're the only two places that the electric motors actually get used. You know, Mark II sorters and good old water pumps. The other place they get used is the electromagnetic turbines. The electromagnetic turbines you need a heap of, okay? Not only do they go into the Mark III sorter, they also go into the reinforced thruster, which is the bigger one used for vessels. They also go into the conveyor belt Mark II, which you're going to use a lot of. They also go in the particle containers, and actually that's it. That's it. But of course, particle containers you're going to need for a couple of different buildings. And they also go into the supermagnetic rings, which you're also going to need for a couple more buildings as well. So yeah, this is why we're starting with engines. So engines are going to require the electric motor itself, also going to require iron. Plus, they're going to require gears, and they're going to require the magnetic rings. We're just going to bring in iron. That's the only thing I'm bringing into this tower. Okay, with our iron, we're going to bring out iron here, which we're just going to drag down to there. We're going to bring out iron here. We're going to bring down to here. Iron-wise, or actually engine-wise, we're actually going to aim to make 2 belts worth of engines. Main reason I'm going to make 2 belts worth of engines is when we get to the next stage, being the electromagnetic turbine, we need 2 engines for every 1 turbine. So this is why we're aiming to make 2 belts worth. But, as I said, these guys need iron, 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 and iron. They need iron for the iron itself. They need iron for the gears. They also technically need more iron ore to make the magnets to make the magnetic coils. So, it's an iron-heavy recipe. So, we're going to start with 2 assemblers. Okay? We actually need 80 assemblers all up. So we're going to aim to have 4 rows of 20. Yes, okay. From our engines themselves, we're going to bring up from the bottom, and we'll explain why in a second. Let's call this gears. Let's call this gears or magnetic coils. Doesn't matter. It's one of those two. We're also going to have an output belt, which we'll tuck into the side of the tower. We're also going to have another belt. That belt there shall be magnetic coils, or it shall be gears. It's an either-or situation. We're going to put down another building making engines, which is going to need another belt of iron, which will need another output belt. And then I just need to repeat the same on the other side. So we're going to have 1 belt for either gears or magnetic coils. We're going to have a output belt, a return belt that is. Then we're going to have another belt doing magnetic coils or gears, either or. Another assembly machine. Then we're going to bring in another belt of iron. Bring it down here. And bring a return belt back. Okay? Yes, that's the build. That's the plan. Okay. So then we're going to need 20 machines. Well, that's 15. That's some lovely pristine water, which we're going to blacken up. Yeah, because we need 80 machines all up, which means I need to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to come down 20 machines. Okay? Which one? That's the return. That's the input. That is... that's either coils or gears. We don't know. That's a... What is that? Hang on. Oh, if that's a return, I don't need that belt on the outside, do I? No. I also don't need that belt on the outside. There we go. You're a magnets or coils or gears. You're an iron. You're an iron. You are gears or coils. You're a return belt. You're a magnets or coils, and you're an iron belt. Okay, we need a total of 4 belts of iron out of this machine. This tower. This tower is going to have 3 belts moving 30 iron, 4 belts moving 30 iron per second. So this tower's already maxed out on just iron output. This is why we have a separate belt for the 2 separate belts actually for the gears and the magnetic coils, okay? Because we do not want to go over 120 items per second out of the tower. We need to have a separate towers to do both the gears and the magnetic coils. Because if we look at these guys, they're going to need a belt worth of gears and a belt worth of magnetic coils, because along with 2 belts worth of iron. So as we've got 4 belts worth of iron, I need to have 1 belt worth of gears and 1 belt worth of magnetic coils. Gears themselves, pretty easy. It's 1 iron for 1 gear. So actually means I need to have 2 belts worth of iron plus 1 belt worth of iron that's already been converted into gears. So we've got 4 belts worth of iron, so I need to have another 2 belts worth of gears. On top of that, I need to have another belt's worth of magnetic coils. Magnetic coils are going to require a belt worth of magnets and a half a belt worth of copper. Because I have double that amount, I actually need 2 belts worth of magnets, plus I'm going to need I'm going to need a whole belt worth of magnetic coils. Now, we already have done these builds, okay? If we scroll all the way around the planet, I have this lovely tidy little build here that will do this does 1 belt worth of gears, and there's a tidy little build over here that does 2 belts worth of magnetic coils. What I want to do is I want to incorporate that into this build. So we have wrong button. We have you being that, or that. We have that being that, or that. Same over here, we have you doing that one, or that one. And you're going to do that one, or that one. Okay, so that's the plan. Now, to make gears, to make magnetic coils, I need to have 20 machines total, okay? 20 machines total to do magnets, okay? They are actually really, really quick and easy because it's two items out, okay? For gears, I need to have 40 machines because it's 1 item in, 1 item out, whereas these are 2 items, well, plus the copper, and then 2 items out. So twice as many machines to do gears as it is magnetic coils. So we're going to start with yet another tower. If I pick the right tab that has the right towers. Sure. That is yet another research. What are we down to? 2.7%. Okay, cool. Alright. So we need to have gear machines, gonna need 40. The magnetic coil machines, I'm only gonna need 20 assemblers. So we need to try and work out how to do... no, not gears. We're not outputting gears. We're going to output iron. Now. Ooh, yeah, we need 40 assemblers. Okay, so we're going to do... I need to have 2 whole belts. So, we are going to guess... No, let's not do it that way. Let's do... Okay, so, ideally, in an ideal world, I want to have my output go into that belt. And my other output go into that belt. That way I can still wrap the magnetic coils around the outside. I don't have to do any funny business with, you know, overs, unders, leftsies, rightsies, yes. Splitters, anything like that. So I would need to have 20 assemblers. Or we could do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or I could do 10. Okay, I could do 10 machines in a straight line, double it up, run iron on both sides, and we'd have it done like a chicken dinner. Okay. Let's have you go up and down. Have you go at ground level, bring out the iron, run it down there, run that down there. Okay, so we're going to have you do gears. Helps if you get your belts in the right direction. Now I've had to run that up and over. If I moved... Hang on. If we moved everything over by a single tile... Helps if I saved one of them so I can copy the recipe. If I moved everything over by a single tile, can we turn off that, please? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. If I moved everything over by a single tile, I could take my iron out there, remove that belt, remove that, have you go in a straight line, have the other 10 assemblers on this side, and then we could do inputsy, outputsy, outputsy, inputsy. Okay, so then we can drag that down 10 and drag that down 10. Okay, so that would do half my gear allowance. Or gear requirements, not allowance. Okay. And then, same story, I'd have to bring out iron here. We'd have to drag it the exact same length, which is like there-ish. Put down an assembler. Drag it out 10. We would need you to do an in and an out. Have a friend on the other side of the belt. We would have to do a out and an in. Drag that belt up to there. And then it should be a case of drag and drag. Okay, so that does gears. Okay, gears are now done. Now, that leads us to our next problem, which is yet another tower. Yet another tower, yet another tower, all the way down here. And you need to do magnets. Okay, so magnets are going to require 20 assemblers compared to this 40, and they're going to have to input, hang on, let's grab a belt, input into there. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we need 20 assemblers. Let's go with 5. Let's grab an assembler and work out where 5 is. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if we change your recipe over to be that recipe, drag that out there, that being the output belt, we could then bring out magnets, drag magnets down to there, bring out copper. Drag copper to there. Yeah. If I offset them, they should be fine. They should be. Okay. So we'd have to go output, input, input. That puts you in a really odd position. Let's do it the other way around. Let's put you there. Let's go output, input, input, which then means you can do output, input, input, and then we can drag you down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can drag you down 5 as well. We can put a power pole in there and there. Just turn that on. Cool, we've got to start. We can put ships in there, ships in there. We'll get back to the finer details of that tower in a second. Okay, so then I need another belt, which is going to go up the outside here. And then into there. And we want you to be a straight belt through to there. We want a magnet belt out. And then a copper belt out. And I guess I should test the most important thing, because the build ends here. Can I put a tower there? Yes, so it hasn't impeded whatever build happens to come next. Okay? Because that's really important. I don't want to have, you know, a tower hanging out the end of a build like we did with our original green circuits. Processors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're offset by 1, 5. Okay, so we need you to do output, input, input. And that means you're an output, input. Let's line up with the correct assembler. Yep, 5 and 5. Cool. And then we start applying power, which is there and there. Okay, we already have set you. We're going to have to bring in warpers, because we're going to assume we're going to get this stuff off-site. Now, this tower is going to be bringing in 2 belts worth of magnets plus 1 belt worth of copper. So this tower is doing 90 items per second. Yes, Icarus. I really want you to somehow fly. Yeah, okay, sure. Alright, then we get to this tower, which... Does that power pole work? It does. That means that power pole works? Yes. Okay, next power pole there. And there. And there. And there. Okay, you're gonna, again, max, min, max, warpers, 100 please, local demand, remote supply, remote supply, gears, we need 2 belts worth of gears, which means you're going to be bringing in 2 belts worth of iron, so local demand, remote demand, helps if I set those up as well. Okay, which now means we can tag these correctly, because I'm going to leave these in, and I will probably eventually go through and tag all the old builds with what's on each belt. Okay, so let's change you to gears, and that means you get blanked. You get blanked. You get blanked. And we change you over to magnetic coils. Okay. So, we've got power to here. We need to get power... no, actually, let's add some sorters. Okay, so I need to bring... This outside belt is iron. So we're going to bring in iron. We're going to bring... in gears. Oh. These are side by side with 3 belts. Yeah, so I'm going to have to offset all of these by a tile. Okay. Remove you. So I'm actually going to have to put you there. We're going to have to do the same as we did with the other builds and just offset everything by a tile so it all works. Okay, so I need you to go in, out, in. Yeah, which now means you can go in. Oh. I missed the tile. It has the memo on it. Oh, that's so wrong. Okay. Belt. Thank you. Alright. In from the memo, out to that one, in from that one. Okay. So then you guys are going to go away. That tower's going to have to move down a couple of tiles, but we'll get there. You guys are going to need in for an iron for that one, which can just go off the center. So we can drag that up to... I love that sound. That sound of, hey, you've put all in all the sorters. It all makes sense now. Okay. That one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, we need power in there. Yeah, and then power there. Cool. So what's that? 2 gap, 2 gap, power pole, 2 gap, power pole, 2 gap, power pole, 2 gap, power pole. I'm going to stop right there before we go any further because I don't actually want to power up the tower at the end. And I definitely don't want to hit the main power network because when I do that, everything starts working. We're going to remove that, and that. Because I don't need double markers. We're going to... Ooh, fill in that little bit black there. Okay. So, coming back down to this end, we need that tower, that building to be sticking up further. I need you to go input, output, input, which then means your input... No, I did it again. I skipped the one where the memo is. I have input... output, input, you're an input, and you're an input. Definitely put inputs on the far side. I did, excellent. Okay, so then it's a drag up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Grab that one, same story, drag you all out, get that magical sound, means you've done all the sorters. Power pole in, obviously there. There. Really? Why are they out of range? Why do they work? Oh, because they're on the side. What happens if I put you there instead? Yeah, okay, fine. It's the little things. It's the little things that matter. Okay. So grab from there and drag up. And up some more. Excellent. Okay. So we then go, what is it, 2, and then 2, and then 2. And we stop short before we get to the tower because I should be able to pick that up. Yes, and pop you right there. So that should be an input. That should be an output. You and you go away. That should be an input. That should be an output. And then that should be an output, and that should be an output. So with all that done, it should be 1, 2 power. 1, 2 power. That should power that tower, which should have max, min, max. Bring in warpers, please, sir. Just 100. Local demand, remote storage, demand. Okay, so with that done, and that done. And that... Oh, hang on. Ships. You don't have ships. And you obviously don't have ships. And just check our maths real quick. Favorites, number 3. Local planet, 700. Why 700? Because it's full? Yeah, I'd call that. Well, that says 900, so it maxed out at 900. Okay, so it's working. All right. So with all that done, it should just be a case of hook you into the main network with the power pole as far out of the way as possible, and nothing happens. What? Oh, I thought there was a power problem for a second there. Nothing happens because we need to fly. We need concrete. We need these guys to kick in to start making the magnetic coils to pass all the way up the outside to start making the actual engines. Plus we need this build to kick in to start making the gears to pass all the way up the outside as well to finally kick in all the engine machines to produce 2 belts worth of engines per second, which if we bring this up, turn that off, find engines here somewhere, change you to 1 minute, it's probably going to fill up before... no, we're up to 2,000. That should top out at 3,600. Should. But I see no little yellow dots, so they're all working. We have the correct amount of machines. I have no idea where those drones are going. Bringing in iron plate from somewhere. Oh. Oh, there you go. We found out where. Cool. I missed the tower. You? No? Okay, cool. Alright. Production stats. 3, 5 and change. Yeah. We're going to call that 3,600. Which means we now have 2 solid belts worth of electric motors. Which means next episode, we're going to be talking about the electromagnetic turbines. Yes. Yes, because we now have 2 belts worth of those. We're going to need 2 belts worth of those, but we just did that. That's really not that hard. So that should be easy. That is going to be a different nightmare. How many items do you need to bring in? You need to bring in 1, 2, 3. Warpers is 4. Yeah, no, we can't get all the way up to particle container in 1 build. Alright, so next episode we're going to do electromagnetic turbines. Maybe? Actually, we could probably do electromagnetic turbines and the pain that everybody hates, super magnetic rings in 1 episode. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to call it here. Research is still ticking along. We finished that research and we're... What's that? 1/3? 1/3 of the way through a research that was only 80,000 packs. That can't be that much, really. Oh yeah, it is. It's 80,000 packs. Yeah, research is screaming along. It probably helps that I'm doing this black box build and we have extra science builds that are, well, helping a lot. Anyway, we're going to call it here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I shall see you guys in the very next episode where myself and Mr. Icarus shall continue sharing our lovely black box builds with you over on Discord. If you want to grab these builds and these blueprints, all available on Discord. At the same time, can you do me a favor? Can you tell your mum that JD said hi? That's it. We're out. Thanks for watching. Bye.